good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone, wherever you are under the sound of my voice. Well, we see where the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC, has put out an alert, a traveler's health alert over the Cayman Islands. COVID-19 in the Cayman Islands. Cayman has now been rated on level 4. Very high level of COVID-19 in the Cayman Islands. Key information for travelers to the Cayman Islands. People are being advised to avoid travel to the Cayman Islands, and if they must travel, they must make sure that they're fully vaccinated because it states because of the current situation in the Cayman Islands. It went on to say, and I want you to listen to me, they're finally admitting it. Even though they have been in denial all these months, they are finally admitting it now. They're finally admitting it now that even fully vaccinated travelers may be at risk for getting, notice what it says, this is from the CDC, for getting and spreading COVID-19 variants. Here we see, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, friends and loved ones all over. The CDC is finally admitting that those that have been vaccinated can actually get, and it's even worse now with an attack on the immune system. You understand? This is what I have been saying and others have been saying, and people get angry, people get upset. But let's go by what the CDC is saying at this time. So people are being warned, even those that are fully vaccinated, that the risk is there for them to get the COVID-19 and to spread COVID-19 variants, not variants. All right. And so they're encouraging travelers to follow recommendations or requirements. So we know that the CDC have different levels for COVID-19, and you know the one of the level is unknown, and then you have level 1, which is low risk. You have level 2, which is moderate, as many of you would have seen on their charts. You have level 3, which is high, but then you got level 4, which is what Cayman is classed at now at this time, which is very high. All right? I said all that to say this, is that God always warns. God always sends a word to us. This is the first time that I'm going to be mentioning, putting this public for everyone to hear, including Mr. Panton and his team, all of them, including Mr. Panton, our premier, and his team. If he was to look on his phone, I'm not sure if he saw it or if he didn't see it. There was no reply, no response, not even thank you. If he was to look on his phone on October the 11th, 2021, I was doing my devotion, praying for the Cayman Islands, praying for the PAC government, praying for the opposition, just praying for my people, everybody, whether you're work permit or no work permit. I was just praying for everybody. And the Spirit of the Lord dropped in my spirit that I should have just sent out. I would call it a word of caution to Mr. Patton, to our premier, so that he could look into what I was saying. It was a prophetic word. If there was ever a time that we can say that God is speaking to his servants, it is now. This is October the 11th, 2021, and I am going to read it exactly how I sent it because it is in my phone. I'm not going to add to it, or I'm not going to take away from it. In case Mr. Patton is listening or Premier is listening, he can read it along with me word for word. I said, October the 11th, 2021. Good morning, Premier Panton. I pray and trust all is well with you and your family. I just thought I would share this very urgent info with you. Feel free to verify for yourself. Sir, we all know Cayman is very small, and we must be mindful that the breakout spread among so many post-vaccination can be very catastrophic if serious and thoughtful steps are not taken or used. Many persons has already got COVID-19 and like chicken pox can never ever catch it again. God sees and knows my heart, even texting you. You might not feel led to respond to me, but that's okay, sir. I am praying for you and the team, and that in all things being equal, that wisdom will prevail. God bless. Bishop Dr. Juliet D. Fagan, October the 11th, 2021. I sent that to the premier. And today, we are now classified at level 4 here in the Cayman Islands, and being stated on the CDC website. Don't you ever for 1 minute think that it's only travelers that can catch the COVID after being vaccinated and spread the variants after being vaccinated. It is across the board. So here we see in the Cayman Islands, such a small place, including our 3 islands, we see because of mutations of the virus and the various variants, we see what's happening now. And believe it or not, only God can deliver us out of the catastrophe that is about to hit the Cayman Islands because of ignoring the warning sent to our leaders by God. Let me tell you something, and I send this warning out. If there was ever a time that our premier need to halt mass vaccination, it is now. It is now, effective today. It is now. Because before it will get better, it will only be worse. I know it is not his will or the team for lockdowns, and I'm telling you, it doesn't even make much sense to talk about any lockdown. The horse has gone through the gate. The mutations, the virus is spreading, and now you are seeing, and I don't want no one to be upset. I don't want no one to be angry. Let's base on what the CDC is saying. Forget about me. Let's base on what the CDC is saying, the very same CDC that was putting out all of these safety measures and all of this stuff about the efficacy of the vaccine, when people were saying things and scientists were saying things and virologists were saying things. All you can hear is about conspiracy theorists and all of these things, and it has caused so much animosity, caused so much enmity amongst family members and friends and pastors and workers and co-workers and this and that. I am saying that every company in the Cayman Islands that is now forcing their employees to be vaccinated should think about what I'm saying. Every employer should think about what I'm saying. Are they going to continue to add to the problem and make matters worse by the mutations of the various variants? Because of it being able to even add to the populace and make matters worse. As I said before, I had to obey the voice of the Lord, and I pray and trust that something would be done and that wisdom will prevail in this that is going on in the Cayman Islands. Because I'm telling you, with all of the plans about opening and all of the plans about tourists, can you imagine what it will be like with the amount of vaccinated people in the Cayman Islands? plus those that will be coming in. Can you imagine what's going to take place? And I'll say it again. There's a lot of people in the Cayman Islands that have been, that have received and have gotten the COVID-19 from it first came out. From it first came out, many persons have gotten COVID-19 and have gotten over it and is now immune to it. That's why they're not sick. You understand? You look and see today, if you have persons that have been in isolations for weeks, and every time that they do their PCR tests, it comes back positive. Why do you think that's happening, guys? I want you to listen to me. Why do you think that's happening? I am speaking as an intelligent individual. I'm not speaking against anything or anybody or anything like that. Let's think for once. Let's think outside of the box for one. Let's put on our thinking caps and question ourselves and ask ourselves if something is not wrong with what we have been told over the last nearly 2 years. And so this is my advice. My advice to the Premier of the Cayman Islands and those that are in authority, you all need to think about what you're doing with the continuation of the push for vaccinations, because it's going to get worse. It's just going to get worse, and you will find that the very same CDC who was pushing all these things, the very same World Health Organization that was pushing all of these things and all of these other platforms that has been pushing all of these things to all of the health to all of the health centers in the various parts of the world, you're going to see that those same platforms and those same entities are going to become the biggest nightmares to every country. Because while other countries will be building up, there will be other countries and islands that will be going down slowly but surely because of all of this. Right now, I know of persons right now that have been vaccinated and they're living in fear. They are living in fear. They don't even want to go outside. They don't want to do anything. They're living in fear because they're fearful that they're going to catch COVID-19. I've never seen something like this in all of my life. Even working at the Georgetown Hospital for over 20 odd years. Even going into alternative medicine as a board certified naturopathic doctor. Praise God. Even all of those things, I've never seen something like this in all my life. And this has nothing at all to do with ignorance. It has nothing at all to do with being anti-vaxxer or anything like that. I am pro-vaccine. I'm a trained, qualified nurse. But there is a narrative that we must all wake up to, including the Premier, including the leaders in government, and the opposition must wake up also. Everybody should wake up now and look at this from the CDC and ask yourself the question, what in the world is going on? May the Lord richly bless the Cayman Islands, my birthplace. May the Lord richly bless the people of the Cayman Islands. May the Lord richly bless and continue to lead and guide. May He lead and guide our leaders, and our head, the Honorable Premier Ween Panton. May the Lord protect his family. May the Lord protect and keep every one of you that is listening to me. God bless you. Shalom.